Okay, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I'm washing the sheets today, so that's why the doona looks a little bit naked, but we don't have to worry about that, do we? So today I'm just going to talk to you about my favorite book. So normally I read a lot of audiobook that is non-fiction because I find it so boring to read non-fiction, but when I do read, I read a lot of fiction. So I normally read it to relax, let go, and yeah, but first things first, I want to show you, because I ran out of my tea calendar, so we are going to go for my all-time favorite tea to creme brulee. I love this tea so much. So I got the loose tea leaves as a birthday present. It was on sale, so I was like, oh yeah. So tea leaves in this. So this is just a triangle one. I have another one that is a circle. I'll show that one eventually, but this one is just super easy to clean and just not as flimsy. Alright, let's talk about my favorite books. So the Betrothed series. So this one was the first book I ever read. I absolutely loved it. I was never a big reader. I think I was into AO3 before I went to books because I was so sick and tired of reading unfinished fan fiction. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll get into it, aka I'll get a book. That's why it's so ruined. It was so pretty. I found it from my old Dolly magazine. I loved it so much. It was so cute. So basically it's set in Australia, specifically in Sydney, and she's a fairy and she has these dreams that she met this boy called Leaf and he has wings, and I absolutely loved it because I don't know about you guys, but I used to have nightmares as a kid, but now lately I don't really have nightmares anymore, but then again I don't really dream as much. So when I read that, it's like how she met him through her dreams, and I absolutely loved it. And then he is actually real in real life. So I love this first book from just the nostalgia and the fact that it was like set in Australia. Like I already been to those locations and I got a lot of the themes, so I love that book for that reason. Second one, I liked it, not as much as the first one, but I still enjoyed it. I wasn't the biggest fan of the later three. Apparently there's another one coming out. I think I will purchase it because of the nostalgia, because I really want to just know how it ends, because I absolutely loved it. Like I feel like it could have just been like a 3-series book. Like I absolutely loved the first one, a little bit of the second one. I just want them to just end up together, but we will never know because it has been many years to that, so we will just have to pray, I guess. Nevermore series. I absolutely love the Nevermore series because I love how, not contradiction it is, but how cutesy it was, because our main character, she is a cheerleader and she falls in love with the goth guy, because I know it's a little bit of a cliche, but no, it's so well done, because usually you see cheerleaders as, oh my god, she's such a like you know, Regina George, she's like head of the thing, because she is very popular, she's very good looking, and she's really athletic, and she has a good family, but she's actually just a nice person. She's just a normal teenage girl, and I loved how the author made her just seem like just a regular teenage girl that just loves cheerleading. And yes, her boyfriend was in the jock team. Because she was part of that crowd, people just put a label on her like, oh, she's just popular, oh my god, she just has life on easy, but no, she's just a normal girl living her best life, and I love that. And she falls in love with the goth guy, and Varen obviously has his demons, paranormal things going on. So I love the fact that our main character was a cheerleader, she was popular, and she also liked this guy. She chose her good friend, like new friends who are actually good for her, over her old friends who are not as good to her. And I love that, and the fact that she was like the hero of the story, because she actually had to go rescue Varen, and oh, it was so cute. I loved it so much, and it's like, it was so well done. I love the atmosphere. I could just read it again. It was just so cute. I just loved it very much. The second one I enjoyed. I just love the book covers, to be honest. Obviously there wasn't as much chemistry in this one because Varen was in the other world, but I really found hilarious was her best friend always referring to him as like Darth Vader or like Dracula, which is so funny. I love this so much. And another thing about Varen too is that in real life he's actually blonde. So he dyes his hair black, and I find it so ironic because even Isabel in the book was like, oh, you're blonde in real life. My friend actually got me the hardback book because it was so hard to find the hardback of this book, and she found it, and it was from like the library of Midway Public Library, and it's so well preserved. I don't know how much it cost my best friend, but how it would do, I loved it. I was like, girl, like, she's like my best friend for a reason. And I loved it because it's so well preserved. It's so beautiful. I hate it when they just like discontinue hardbacks, because the disrespect. How dare they not do hardback, because I would have had the whole collection as a hardback, but I don't. No, that was upsetting because that was upsetting. But I highly recommend this book series. So great. I love them so much. As you can tell, I kind of went through like a fairy phase. I went through a fairy phase before A Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm not the biggest fan of Akata, even though I think she's a great writer. I didn't like the main character because I felt like she was a little bit too bare bones, I feel. Not much of a character, or at the very least me and her in real life would not get along, because I'll be like, girl, just relax. Like if I came from a poor family and some random hot fairy prince came to my house and took me away from them and put me in a nice, I was yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, so this one, The Iron Face. So this book I absolutely love. I love all of them, but the reason why I absolutely love this because it was based off the story of The Midnight Garden by William Shakespeare. I had no idea. The Midnight Garden by William Shakespeare. Like, so basically she's a normal girl. Her brother, her half brother, gets kidnapped and put into the fairy world. So her best friend Puck, they go in to rescue him, and she finds her real dad, and she meets this other fey prince from the enemy Winter Court, which is called Ash, and basically they kind of low-key fall in love, which I find it very cute. The whole series was so entertaining. It was so well done. It was written very well, but I highly recommend this series. So well done. I even read the ones in between. They're so good. I love them so much. It's just so well written. There's also a manga. Even that looks good. So I highly recommend that series. Red, White and Royal Blue. I love this book because the main character, Alex, I believe, is son of the first Madam President. And I find this story so unique because he is so sarcastic and funny and super smart and just so like flamboyant. I love him so much. And he has this like hatred crush towards Henry, Prince from England. Obviously, like Henry, everyone always likes Henry because he's just, you know, the second born son. And he's just so funny because like at the beginning, like Alex absolutely hated Henry, and Henry's just like, I just lost my dad, just leave me alone. And it's like, oh my god, my poor Henry, because he is a Pisces. When I first read it, I read from the library. It was pink, and then one of my friends actually gave me the hardback of the book as a birthday present because I am a big lover of the library. That's how I normally get my books from, because having books is not only expensive, but they are kind of really hard to move around when moving. It had like a little add-on from them, like after Red, White and Royal Blue. I did watch the movie. I think I heard somewhere that it could have been a series, and I was like, oh, well, we could have had a series. But no, the directors want to make it like a movie, and I'm like, the movie was okay. Like, it was good. It's good to see like my babies in real life. I wish they made it into a series. Like, they changed some things around, but I was like, alright, you know, at least they nailed the main couple. The only downside was that Alex was actually short in the books and Henry was just a little bit taller, and that was a bit of like a funny thing to it, because one of the comments I read was one star and it's like, no way Alex is a top, and I low-key agreed. I'm like, no is this guy a top? Like, obviously they can switch, but I just have a feeling like nah, Alex is just, I feel like he would have suited better if he was the bottom, but he was basically the top throughout the whole thing, and I was like, okay, you slay, my short king. To reread it because there is just so much lore, and look how tiny that little pages are. Little plug, Becoming Her, a journal to your higher self. So this book is really cute. If you want to support me, there you go. If not, that's okay, because all I ever want is just you to smash that like button, leave me a comment, and just tell me what's your favorite book. Until next time, guys, have a lovely day.